snake oil. Lung damage cured. Eat the ramen? It didn't have the little icons, though. But I can see at least. I think we're in for a big conclusion. To the Raijin questline. Oh. Mind. You're tainted, Advent. But not for that reason, just in general.
Quit staring.
Newell's Goods has a full line of equipment.
Raijin Enterprises. Returned.
I believe you were specifically told that we did not want a body count on
I didn't
this
kill
site.
anyone. It was Andreja. Sorry, I didn't intend for anything to happen. I got the job done. That's what matters.
Wrong. The execution matters just as much. Something you should have learned by now. All the tools at your disposal, and yet here we are. I hope you at least attempted to use the internal neuroam.
I did. It was extremely useful.
And yet not useful enough to avoid a body count? Still, it's good to know the applications are proving themselves. So now it's just a waiting game for SSNN to break the news. Once the story airs, we have another board meeting scheduled to decide how to handle Infinity. Go ahead, Maeve.
The SSNN broadcast has started. Shall I patch it through?
Yes, thank you.
Citizens of New Atlantis were shocked today when an unidentified assailant left several dead at the Infinity LTD building. The murders are believed to be linked to a new investigation where Drexler would have been accused of numerous violations, including murder for hire, unauthorized human trials, and corporate theft. Authorities representing the UC and the Freestar Collective have been dispatched to a consolidated mining station and the clinic. Both locations are believed to hold numerous victims. Drexler's motivation appears to be an attempt to launch a new product based off stolen information from a competitor. The details on the project itself and the competitor have yet to be confirmed. This has been David Barron for SSNN.
Perfect. This exposure
There you
puts
go.
Infinity
That's what you wanted.
right where we want them. The meeting will begin momentarily, but I want you to discuss the options we have with the other members.
Bro, why me?
Infinity's net worth is about to hit rock bottom. So this gives us the opportunity to win a little more public faith.
Raijin buys Infinity Ltd and no one loses their job. If you intend to swoop in and save Infinity Ltd, they don't deserve it.
Quite right. The truth is, we'll be making evaluations. We'll shed any employees who don't make the cut, slowly but surely. By incorporating Infinity, we eliminate a competitor, get their best employees and contracts, and all while boosting our public
She's a
perception.
cold hard bitch.
I suppose it is all very simple when you do not consider the impact on actual human lives. Just your bottom line.
True. Just like Activision. Sounds like a win-win to me.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Which is why I'd like you to talk to the board to convince them this is the right move.
For sure.
There are several who might disagree, and you have the perfect tool to help sway them.
If they don't agree, I'll be sure to make them listen.
Good. You'll find most of the board members in their offices preparing. Vina is also here, waiting for the meeting to start. We'll need at least 50% of the vote to go our way. In the event of a tie, I will make the final decision. I trust you'll get it done.
This all seems very not shady. What is CQBX? I keep getting it. Melee damage.
Don't cause any trouble.
Going down.
Did Masako send you to try and convince me to acquire Infinity Ltd? I think we both know that's not going to work.
If you're acquiring Infinity Ltd to save jobs, it's good public perception. I feel like you just want to be difficult.
If I wanted to be difficult, I could make this much harder on you. But no, this is more than just some petty ploy. The internal neuroamp gives us the power to crush our competitors, not take them under our wing. This is
Idiot,
exactly
you could take them
why
under your wing and then have more
Masako's
people to
time
crush.
as CEO is finished.
Psycho's a better CEO than you'll ever be.
I'll overlook your poorly educated statement. For now. Throwing your competitor a lifeline when they're about to crash and burn hardly seems wise.
Manipulation.
Well, it does make Ryujin look good. And we do gain a wider customer base, which means higher profits. You're oddly right about this one, Op. I guess you are worth keeping around. As long as everyone has Ryujin's best interests
I think once you pick
in
them up, the
mind,
buffs there are cute.
this should make for an interesting meeting.
Plan on bringing up the internal neuron as an issue in the meeting. With the internal neuron best interest. An interesting meeting? Somehow I doubt that.
Maybe not for a lowly operative, but for me, personally, I think it'll be one to remember. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have a lot of preparations to make.
Okay. Well, speaking of which, we can put back our... Alright.
It's good to see you again. And how's my favorite patient doing? Not seeing any temporal memory flashes or losing time, I hope.
Feel great.
That's great. I'd say Project Dominion is ready for legitimate human trials in that case. One step closer to seeing market approval. Genevieve is going to be so excited. So, tell me what you think of the neuroamp.
Changes everything. You're going to be famous.
I'd be the next Ray DeCaris,
And
my
Dredge just
childhood
like
hero
that.
and mentor. How amazing would that be? DeMarcus, eat your heart out. Don't tell him I said that. He knows I love and respect him. So the next question is, what will the fate of Infinity Ltd be?
She's a board member? Research methods are bound to be something inspiring you in their research.
That's what I'm hoping for. They may be the underdog, but that doesn't mean they don't have a brilliant mind or two. Well, this has certainly been the most interesting conversation of my day. All we can do now is look forward to the meeting, right? See you in there.
Alright, who's next?
I've got my eye on you.
This meeting should prove to be very interesting. I assume Masako briefed you on her preferred outcome.
I was told to use the neuron to make sure the board votes to acquire Infinity.
That blasted tech.
It would be almost fitting to see the technology immediately turned on those who fostered its creation.
Isn't it?
If it were up to me, I'd have shut down Project Dominion a long time ago. I knew it was a grave security risk, and look what happened.
Manipulation. Andreja just like
suppose
that.
You're right. As long as I'm fully aware of the risks, I can properly account for them.
What's the point of
My
even
first
talking to everyone? Just
priority
manipulate
will be
them
to get the
AoE in a
board and
room.
all security members set up with shielding as soon
I think he
as
just has you on
possible.
block already.
Plus, if we vote to acquire Infinity Ltd, we're about to add a significant workload onto my team. The last thing I want to deal with are any more incidents this new neuroamp might cause.
Then vote against Infinity. I'm with you. It's too big risk. The acquisition isn't worth the work on. Your team can handle it.
I imagine we're looking at months of work. Infinity Ltd is obviously not known for their security. I only hope that Masako and the others will be patient with the process. Now, if you excuse me, I have some preparations to make.
I think we're good.
We'll be announcing Ularu's termination of employment at this meeting, so I need to have security ready to escort her off the premises.
Premises.
Blizzard!
If only there were more
Oh baby,
hours in the
finally I
day.
get to 69, he said.
Great, the bane of my department.
Judge!
If you need something,
Thank you
make
for
it quick.
the T369. Alright, well, time to stop subbing. Are you playing this game, George? Or you're not a fan of acquiring Infinity? I'm just here to ensure you make the right decisions at the meeting.
Choose your words carefully. If you expect me to respond to threats, you're sadly mistaken. Now, I can only assume you're referring to Infinity Ltd, and there's only one right decision regarding that corporation. Complete dissolution.
Persuade.
All right, I could use the entertainment. Tell me why Infinity is a good asset.
Commerce.
Have you been spending too
Well,
much
good.
time with Lyndon? There's more to this than just
You're taking your time with it?
credits.
Hell yeah, brother. Manipulation.
You can't possibly understand all
Damn, even
the
the
ins
manipulation
and
didn't
outs
work.
of an acquisition like this.
I can auto persuade.
Maybe I am letting my distaste for surprises get in the way of this.
Wait, we have to go again? What?
What's hidden within Infinity Ltd isn't a challenge. It's tedious work that I refuse to subject myself and my team to.
I mean, we already have majority vote. Who
I've
cares?
heard enough. Too bad it wasn't as entertaining as I'd hoped. If you only had some real talent when it comes to convincing.
Bro, what the fuck? The turn around would make handling any situation a breeze.
Are you trying to add to my stress right now? First off, if I find out you used that device on me, I will tie you up in court on whatever charges I can conjure for the rest of your life. Second, that tech is one major human rights violation that no legal team wants to fight. I'll do whatever I can to make sure it's either severely delayed or collects dust in storage.
Well, that is one very clear position.
Manipulation.
In an ideal situation, yes. And I
think
suppose
drugs are like
creating that ideal situation is within my power. Now you've made it sound like a proper challenge that I can't help but accept. Masako's lucky to have you at her disposal, even if you are a continual thorn in my side. You may be the greatest asset, aside from the internal neuroamp, that Ryujin has. This exchange has been surprisingly insightful, but now I really do need to get back to my notes.
Alright. So looking good.
Is Masako checking up on me to make sure I'm on her side?
Maybe. It depends whose side you're on.
Well, you can let Masako know to rest easy. It just so happens that her agenda lines up with mine.
Yeah, she looks like a
We
robot.
just need to grab Infinity Ltd while it's got the public's full attention. I'm all about free PR, especially when it's painting us in a good light.
Come to rescue all those innocent workers will really,
I'm sure I
look
can
good for us.
squeeze enough goodwill out of this to last us at least a year. All right. I suppose you've earned the right to voice your opinion after everything you've done, qualified or not.
She looks dead
So
inside.
let's hear it.
Internal neuroamp. Should be exploiting it.
You're preaching to the choir. I have every intention of using it to our full advantage. In fact,
Andreja's
I
not
already have
liking
an
this
entire marketing
arc.
campaign in the works, and ready to pitch once it's officially approved. Well, it seems your talents really do stretch beyond just being an operative. Good talk. Maybe I'll even consult you on future endeavors.
One more person.
You operatives really will wear anything. Just the person I wanted to see. I want to get all the details locked down for this meeting, and I believe you to be one of the best sources available.
Happy to help.
Good. I prefer first-hand feedback when available. You've had the chance to encounter members of Infinity LTD throughout your assignments here. Do you think they're worth redemption? And why?
Of course. If we can save jobs to thousands of people, we should do it.
Saving the jobs of thousands is altruistic, which is not a luxury corporations have. It's a financial burden. It would be a huge undertaking on my part.
Screw the thousands. I'm not sure why I even thought you'd care. We have the opportunity to do some good. Why not take it?
That is a plea more well spent on Genevieve or Alexis. I prefer to focus on the numbers and leave emotions out of my decision-making.
Manipulation.
This is true. Infinity never had the financial resources to match our salary offers. Getting what few capable employees they have at half the salary we typically pay here could have major payoffs in the long run. Next question. What is your opinion on how Masako handled the mole situation?
I think it was well handled.
And why do you feel it was well handled? Please note I'm not disagreeing. I just want to know the why behind your statement.
God, it's got to be the worst person to have a job interview with. Masako and Dalton already had a plan in place to uncover the mole, and it worked.
Being prepared for anything is a great asset, one that Masako excels at. I appreciate the insight. I suppose I should ask if there's anything I can do for you, considering how helpful you've been.
The internal near amp. Tech like that seems dangerous. Nothing I can think of. What are your thoughts on the near amp?
It's the next big step for Ryujin Industries. Financially, it'll keep us secure for years to come. There's no doubt it's our future.
Easy peasy. So he's for it.
This has been rather enlightening for me. I appreciate the time.
We're good. Attend to the meeting. The big moment. Wait for everyone to arrive. It's nice that I'm on the board all of a sudden, shit. Went through one of the highest positions in the company in 2 hours, 3 hours.
All right, everyone. As you all know, we've successfully exposed Infinity Ltd's botched human trials and murder for hire through SSNN. The public is demanding their leadership, namely Lucas Drexler, face trial, and he's probably writing his resignation as we speak. Ryujin will be launching a statement, but I believe now is the perfect time to acquire Infinity Ltd.
Attention to purpose would put the employees' minds at ease.
Believe it or not, I agree. The acquisition has risks, and it's going to create a lot of work for all of us. But the overall payoff will be worth it.
That and Infinity Ltd's current situation makes them more affordable than ever.
Arguments?
Infinity Ltd is an enormous unknown. The legal and financial risks are too great. I refuse to support the decision. Besides, I have enough to deal with now as it is.
Just corporate shell,
I think what
just
we're
now.
all overlooking is what led us to this situation to begin with. Yes, our security was compromised. But considering Dalton was hired by Masako, the issue obviously starts at the top. In fact, I propose that Masako be removed from CEO altogether.
Just casual?
Ularu, this isn't a line you want to cross.
And considering you're the mole, if anyone's going to be removed from power, it's going to be you.
Hold up. Are you saying
Hold
you
up.
lied to us?
Dalton, the last meeting we had, you distinctly said Imogene was the mole, and she'd been dealt with.
Uh-oh. We only lied about Imogene so Alara would incriminate herself. Imogene was just another victim. Alara set her up. Imogene is innocent. She played a vital role in helping expose Olaru. We have to lie to get the job done. I'm sure you're all familiar with those methods. True.
Do you even have any proof to back up this outrageous claim?
Of course we do. The malicious code you hid on this slate to upload incriminating evidence against Masako onto Lucas Drexler's computer.
To put it bluntly, Ularu, you're fired. Security will hold you in your office until a proper exit interview can be done.
This isn't right. I should at least have the opportunity to resign.
And allow you to still be marketable to a competitor? I don't think so. This may be
You're
news
done,
to
kid.
me, and I will be reviewing the evidence closely. But this isn't something you just get to walk away from.
Enjoy unemployment. You're going away for a long time. Sorry, Ularu. Enjoy unemployment.
Security, escort Miss Chen to her office and see that she stays put.
You'll regret this. All of you.
I believe the only regret would be trusting you to begin with.
All right, back to business. All in favor
This is the
of
quest line
acquiring
that started with me
Infinity
fetching
Ltd?
coffee? Yep.
Aye.
All against? Good. Alexis, start drawing up the necessary documentation. Anyone have anything else they'd like to bring up? If there's nothing else, this meeting is concluded.
Wait, what about the neuroamp thing?
I'll be following up with a few of you shortly.
Cool.
At least if you're here, you're not screwing up out there.
So, Infinity Ltd learned a lesson the hard way, and we exposed the traitor among us. You've proven yourself to be quite the asset here at Ryujin.
That's right. I was saying thank you. You're welcome. I was only doing my job. Thank you. It's quite a compliment coming through Ryujin CEO. Hope that means I'll be getting a raise.
Lyndon and I already had that conversation, and yes, you will be getting an increase in wages from now on. I truly appreciate the work you put into exposing Ularu. No operative has ever had to investigate our own to the extent that you did.
And kill to the extent that I
I can imagine
did.
it may have been a lot of pressure, considering you were fairly new at the time.
There was no honor in Ularu's plan. It did not deserve to succeed.
There's nothing I'm not used to. Whatever it takes to keep Ryujin on the top. No pressure at all. These are the types of jobs I live for. Nothing I'm not used to.
Imogene's instincts were right about you. Now, as promised, I have your bonus. I hope you'll find it appropriate for all you've done. And I'm promoting you to senior operative. You've more than earned it.
Oops. Oh no. That's an understatement. Thank you. That's an understatement.
And also your opinion. As for the details, I think someone back on the operations floor would prefer to explain those to you.
We got...
If you are free soon,
That's it.
could we talk?
13.4k credits? That's all we got out of that. Okay. What is it, Androsia?
I suppose now you can add climbing the corporate ladder to your list of accomplishments. I must ask, though, are you not at all concerned with where future neuroamp research might lead?
It's their tech. They do with what they do with it isn't my concern. If they don't continue to work, someone else will. We'll do this some other time. You have concerns about it?
Perhaps, but I believe I asked you for your thoughts first. That seems like quite a pessimistic outlook.
The technology's already out there. Can't put the genie back in the bottle. Better first than sorry, as they say. So when Infinity is up to this stops that kind of experimentation.
For now, perhaps. Who is to say Ryujin will not conduct their own immoral experiments at some point?
True. This is how the corporate world works. Always has been, always will be. It's not about morals, it's about survival. Trust Ryujin to do the right thing. I don't.
Nothing is so immutable. That seems a poor excuse. And what happens when Ryujin falls prey to the same tactics it has employed and loses control of this technology?
I've got what I wanted from this. That's all that matters. There's only so much we can do. You just have to have faith in Androsia.
I am capable of faith in a great many things. This is not one of them. I cannot bring myself to trust Ryujin the way you seem to. I only hope, for all our sakes, that trust is not misplaced.
Yeah, we're fine. Don't worry about it. We're fine.
Your abilities are truly amazing.
Truly amazing. Words are an issue because metagames was find the way to play the game and earn more credits, not balance for time put in. But that's like every video game that happens in, right? Just find, like, for people that want to grind, they'll find the optimal route of least resistance and go, go, go. Wait, where am I? Talk to Doc Manning? Talk to Borealis? Hey, I wasn't supposed to talk to... Faction. Oh, was that the last one? I thought we had... Didn't we have to talk to... What's her face that hired us? Yeah, the Rose was shit for all that, for what it's worth. Like, barely got anything good out of that. Just a bunch of money in the end. Some consumables. I don't know where Imogene is. Oh, God. Oh, here we go. Talk with Imogene. It's an activity. Oh, she's in here. Hiding behind her chair.
You've certainly shaken things up around here. I still can't believe Ularu tried to frame me. An obvious misjudgment on my part. But now that's all in the past. It's time to get back to your typical day-to-day.
Later, Chanthera. Enjoy the movie. It's good to see you back in office, Imogene.
And I'd say it's good to be back if I hadn't returned to a mountain of paperwork. Now, since you were new, you've been dealing with people, but most of our assignments are generated on the mission board. The board holds any available assignments that our techs have pieced together, and I've approved. Questions?
No, I'm good.
Good. The mission board is generally self-explanatory anyway. With your promotion, you've earned yourself an office, so whenever you're ready, you can find your own personal mission board inside. And the best perk of them all, you're free to make your own hours. Oh, and congratulations, of course.
Sweet. Thanks, Imogene. I'll see you around.
You certainly will. Go check out the board, and if you have any questions, I suppose I can start up an open door policy. Just for you.
Does she want us? It's my office. This office is kind of shit, chat.
I think you may be trying to take a little too much on. Literally.
Apparently comes with a weapon, though. I can't even get to my desk. There we go. Stroud Eklund Star Yard. Plant evidence at clinic. Sabotage Hope Tech. Alright. Alright, now we're
Make
done
it quick.
there.
I have a deadline.
I'm going out with a bang.
Put him down!
It's my last day on the job. Going out American style. Blah, 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 blah. That wasn't actually good. I was going to reload it anyway. Alright, chat, there it is. The Brygen quest line done. It was fun. It was alright. Not bad. Not bad.